We're moving over to the PS5 Pro. I've still been looking for a disc drive just out of curiosity. Now in the comments, who has bought a PS5 Pro? I've still been looking. There are no disc drives. I feel like Sony, you either you know what you're doing or you're just like, they're going to have digital. No. Just release more disc drives. So we are going to look at this and I've seen bits of it. I've seen majority, shall I say. But we need to be looking at this video and seeing a review. So let's go.
Hello everyone, it's SpawnPoint and this is the PS5 Pro, which I've been using for the last week. And today I want to show you what it can actually do. Now, I did an unboxing a few days ago, but today we're going to look at everything that you need to know. This includes new settings, how the PS4 games look with Game Boost, showing some of those PS5 Pro enhanced games, and of course how it performs. And I'm also going to show you how to transfer your games from an old PS5 if you're upgrading, and installing the disc drive. Hopefully I will try to answer everything that you could possibly think of, but if I've missed anything, just drop your questions below. Right, so the first thing to talk about is the setup process. Now, if you've got or you've set up a PS5 before, the good news is it is absolutely no different with the Pro. So it's a case of deciding if you're standing it up or laying it flat. If you're using it horizontally, it does come with these little plastic feet in the box to use. These just clip on the side and keep it level. Or if you want to use it vertically, you will need to buy one of these vertical stands. This attaches underneath and screws into place. Then plug in your HDMI and power cable, power it on and watch the welcome screen. Then all you have to do is run through the various setup screens, plug in the controller and apply any updates.
It's exactly the same in every way.
The easiest way to do this is to scan the on-screen QR code and it will sign you straight into your PlayStation account.
Let's have a look at everything on the video.
Okay, now this might be a good time to talk about transferring your games from another PS5 if you've already got one. And there are a couple of ways you can do this. The first, which quite a few of you did ask about, is can you migrate an NVMe SSD from one PS5 to another? And the good news is, yes you can, and you don't need to format it. So here on my PS5 Slim, I've got a 2TB NVMe plugged in, but I still have quite a few games on the console itself. So all you need to do is choose the games you want to keep and move those over to the SSD.
Nah, if you use a vertical stand without the stand, if you stand it up without the stand, no, it's not a bad thing. It's just more secure, really, if it has a stand. But yeah.
D drive, and it is rapid to do it this way. It will literally just take you a few seconds to minutes to transfer. Then once done, just remove this drive. Open up the PS5 Pro by taking off the top cover that does not have the PlayStation logo
just do the top
on.
cover.
Remove this screw and remove the metal cover. Now refit the SSD drive, fit that into place with the screw and fit everything back into place. And that is it, I'm now back on the PS5 Pro with all of my games from the PS5 Slim. The only thing is missing are my game saves and my screen captures. And that is where the second option comes in. So if you don't have an internal SSD installed, well, you can run through the data transfer option instead. This is under settings, system, and then data transfer.
So this takes ages.
And this will actually use your local network to copy your games or data from one console to the other. But be warned, it can take a long time. But once you've done this, you've now got all of your game saves and your game data transferred onto the PS5 Pro. And now that we're up and running, this is what the UI looks like. And it is exactly the same as the normal PS5.
Interesting, exactly the same. Exactly the same.
Got the welcome hub, all of your usual game tiles, the game library, and so on. So nothing in terms of the UI or how this looks is new, but that's not really surprising. Now, something I did want to test out as well was would the new PS5 Pro enhanced games show anything on the UI
they don't
or
show
the game
anything
tile itself, you know, to show us that this is a Pro enhanced game. Well, at least today there is no indication that these games
this
are
might be
Pro
changed
enhanced.
when
Hopefully
it's
at some
out,
point we will see an update, as it would be cool if there was a little Pro icon next to each game, like the way we do with the PS5 and the PS4 icons next to each tile. Oh, and another thing, in case you wondered, when you're online, it does not show that you're playing on a PS5 Pro, as the icon is exactly the same as the PS5 icon. This would be cool if it was updated for no other reason than to show off to your mates. Right, and you've probably...
Yeah, imagine there was just like 3 little lines in the icon. Just 3,
already,
but we're going to get to the comparisons of the thing, but we're going to watch the whole video.
The PS5 Pro does not come with a disc drive.
Damn it!
There's no option...
I'm angry! I didn't know this! I'm still angry about it.
to buy this with the console with the drive pre-installed. However, you can install one of these drives onto the site. It's a shame and it's obviously an extra cost if you do need a drive for your physical games.
Well, yeah.
But the good news is this is the same drive that fits onto the PS5 Slim.
Like 200 quid on eBay.
So if you've got a Slim already, or you can find one of these in stock, where you can simply install it and you're good to go. All you need to do is remove the bottom cover, click the drive into place and reattach the new cover that comes in the box. And boom, we have now got a PS5 Pro with a disc drive. And I think this actually looks pretty good.
PS6, now we have got a cable, a power cable with your PS6.
Good with a drive added on. And I know a few of you wanted to see how this would look with a drive installed both vertically and horizontally.
Yeah, it still looks good.
So here you go. And then as there's no eject button on the front of the PS5 anymore, and that's because the button is now on the drive itself. So just press this and it will eject the disc you have installed.
Okay.
Now, I did mention this during my unboxing video, but I wanted to confirm it here as well. And that's that the console covers that you can buy for the PS5 Slim do not fit on the Pro console. Technically, the bottom covers fit, and that's why the disc drive and the cover fits on both consoles. But the top covers, unfortunately, do not fit. Now, this means if you're wanting to change the colour of your Pro, you're going to need to wait for a new set of covers to launch specifically for the Pro console. And this is a huge disappointment, as I'm sure a few of you already have some Slim console covers already. And it would have been a prime
about 3 different
for PlayStation
normal
to consolidate their cover lineup into one simple design. Well, I guess not.
That looks quite cool.
Right, let's talk about the new specs of the PS5 Pro. So fortunately, Sony did include this in the box, which means we get to see exactly what the PS5 Pro is packing. I will demonstrate this in a minute with some gameplay for both PS5 and PS4 games, but here is the current spec list. So it now comes with a 2TB SSD as standard, which is great to see. Loads more space here for your games, plus there's of course the NVMe slots on the inside if you need to expand it further. It also has an upgraded custom GPU, and this is what's giving us more power, faster rendering of games, and the ability to run them at a higher resolution in supported games. It is said that the GPU is 67% more powerful than the base PS5, and those extra 6 teraflops is going
Obviously,
to
you can't
make
really
a difference.
tell on this because
the
we're
big
watching
two features
it, you know?
here that we're getting on the PS5 Pro is the advanced ray tracing and
so
PSSR.
the reflections.
So
that
advanced
would
ray
look
tracing are the reflections and the shadows that we get in games.
So that looks cool. Like, because I remember in fidelity mode, yeah, you get the reflections. Listen, I know it's so minor, but having that at 60 FPS would be pretty cool.
On the floor and in the shop windows. It's the extra detail that we normally see in those PC comparison videos with RTX
$700
and this is going to give games that extra level of detail that we've never seen before. But the big one for me is PSSR, or PlayStation Spectral Super Resolution. Now this is the AI super upscaler that's able to take a lower resolution of the game, say 1440p, and upscale it using AI into 4K.
Again, you can't really tell.
Now, this might not sound like a big
unless
deal,
you're
but when you see some
it.
of the games that I've tested this on already, it looks incredible. It also means some games can now run at 60 or even 120 FPS, while still maintaining the image quality that you would normally get in fidelity or resolution.
Ratchet & Clank looked great.
Now, since the PS5 Pro was announced, we've started seeing more and more games being updated to be Pro enhanced. And this means these games have been optimized or updated to run the games with the new PS5 Pro features. Now, I won't run through them all, but these are some of the games that PlayStation or the developers...
I would love to see Dragon's Dogma 2, because that game needed a flipping upgrade. That's a game that needed an upgrade with the frame rate. So I would love to see the difference, which makes you think you're on a PS5. Why haven't you got that? I don't even know if it's 60 or if it's just higher frame rate, you know?
Have confirmed. And this list looks pretty impressive already. So we've got Alan Wake 2, Baldur's Gate 3, Black Ops 6, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, God of War Ragnarok, the Horizon games, Spider-Man 2. I mean, there are literally more than 50 officially announced and nearly 100 in total on the website. Okay. Now, I actually expect to see even more games listed over the coming months as well, but this is a great start for day one. Okay, so first of all, I tested out Spider-Man 2.
Spider-Man 2.
Now, in the settings, there's a new option under Graphics mode called Performance Pro and Fidelity Pro. Performance Pro targets a smooth 60 FPS while keeping the image quality from the normal Fidelity mode, as well as ray tracing being switched on. And this is done using PSSR. So what this means is we're able to get the same image quality from the Fidelity mode, but with the same performance mode of 60 FPS.
Nice.
Or if we enable the Fidelity Pro, which lowers the resolution to 30 FPS.
So literally you could
it will allow you to play around with the ray tracing options and the settings. Now, having played both...
So you can even get 30 FPS and it's even better. I would love to see the difference on that, but you wouldn't want to play at 30. No, it's true. Come back with your coffee.
I can safely say that the performance mode is unreal. It literally looks like the normal fidelity mode in terms of the image quality and ray tracing.
That would be cool.
It runs incredibly smoothly at the same time. This is 100% the mode that you will want to play in, as it looks so good. And next up was The Last of Us Part 2 Remastered. And as soon as you switch this on, you get a pop-up asking if you want to enable the new Pro mode. And immediately it was clear.
It's such a shame with Last of Us Part 2 how much I hate that game, because, okay, that game looks incredible anyways, but I can imagine that looks even better. But it's such an amazing game anyway.
How much?
Yeah, we want games, damn it!
More detail this has for what is essentially a performance mode. So we're getting 60 FPS while getting the same resolution.
You've got 3 choices now
as the fidelity mode. But just for comparison, here's how it looks with the fidelity mode. So you can see
you
just
won't be
how
able to
detailed
tell,
the leaves
surely.
are on the right side of the screen, or the bag in the middle. And then this is the performance mode, where the leaves and the bag have lost a little bit of detail here, and it almost looks a little bit blurry. And then the final one is the new Pro mode, where it looks as good as the fidelity mode,
I can't tell, but that's because...
And this is the biggest difference.
Obviously, he's moving around now, so it's different, but I can't tell.
Play using the best of both modes without having to choose or sacrificing anything. So again, from my testing so far, this mode, the new Performance Pro mode, is 100% the one that I will use. And if you saw the update from PlayStation, well, Horizon Zero Dawn recently got a remaster, so I had to check this out.
Obviously, it's very hard to see it on a YouTube video. Do you know what I mean?
2 options in the settings for the Pro, which is Performance Pro and Resolution Pro. The Performance mode targets 60 FPS, improved depth of field and improved definition, while the Resolution mode targets just 30 FPS, but of course a better image. But again, from my testing between the two, literally swapping from Performance to Resolution, I can hardly see a difference. Yet the frame rate is a huge difference. Now,
okay,
what
so it's
this
the frame
tells
rate.
us
When you're
is that
standing,
the PSSR feature has done an incredible job of boosting the resolution and still keeping that 60 FPS. So it's taken a lot lower resolution, say a 1080p or 1440p, and upscaling it so well using AI that it actually looks like a native resolution.
Okay,
then we've got Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart, which also gives us 2 new graphics modes, including Fidelity Pro and Performance Pro.
We won't be able to
both
see
with the same settings as we saw on Spider-Man 2. Now, I played using both of these, and once you've used the Performance mode, where you're getting at least 60 FPS instead of 30 FPS, let's be honest, you cannot go back. So we're getting the smoother frame rate and the improved visuals from Fidelity mode, and you know what, I have a feeling that all of the games we're going to test are going to have a similar result, where Performance mode no longer restricts us on graphics thanks to PSSR. Stellar Blade also gets a new PS5 Pro setting,
yeah, buddy.
So here we get the Pro and the Pro Max. One targets the quality or the resolution, while the other targets the frame rate. I toggle between the two, and again, overall the performance option is the best option for this game. And another game that I really wanted to test out today, but at the time of recording, this update has not gone live yet. So that was for the Crew Motorfest. Now, this for me is one of the best arcade racing games on the PlayStation.
I know a lot of you going on about this.
In fact, I actually completed this game already. So I really wanted to see what the new PSSR looked like.
You know what? I know a lot of you have been saying about getting the Crew Motorfest. Do you know what I mean? How much is that? Is there a physical box? I feel like I need a good racing game. And that obviously, is it 30 FPS though? Oh, the review's not good. Oh, I don't even think you can get it on. Oh no, you can. How much is it? It's £28. I've got Gran Turismo 7, but
look like on here. Now, I know it gives us improved graphics with the full frame rate, but again, I was not able to test this today as the update or the option wasn't there. And the same applied to GT7 or Gran Turismo 7.
How that game could look any better, I don't know.
And it's going to support 8K. But unfortunately, at the time of recording, the update was not live, so I could not test it in today's video. So not only do we get improvements for the PS5 games...
So the PS5 games, you won't be able to really tell. That's the only problem when you're watching a YouTube video. Hit the like button. So yeah, some of you said Crew is an amazing game. I feel like Gran Turismo 7 I like. It's too grindy. I feel like I need something different.
There is a new mode for your old PS4 games as well. So with the Pro, there is now an option called Game Boost. This is designed to give over 8,500 PS4 games a boost in image quality. So if you go to Settings, Screen and Video Output, there is a new option here that you'll only see on the Pro, and it's called Enhance Image Quality for PS4 games. So it kind of does exactly what it says. Now this is off by default, so you want to switch this.
Okay, so I'm interested. How much? I remember seeing this bit. How much better are the PS4 games in terms of quality. Not frame rate, unfortunately. Graphically.
So, I've tested out a few games this week, and here's how it went. So this is Bloodborne, a game that a lot of you wanted to see compared. So this is the game running on the PS5 Pro with the setting turned off.
Okay.
And again, with the new option switched on. You should hopefully be able to see that there is a slight boost in sharpness and clarity here as I toggle between the two. You can kind of see that the overall sharpness has definitely got a slight increase.
I can't tell
one
on
of
the
my
flipping
favourite
thing.
PS4 games to play, and that is Mafia, the definitive edition.
Oh, what a
now, this
great
got
game.
remastered a few years ago, and it looks great already. But after jumping back and forth between the two modes, comparing them side by side in this game, I can see absolutely no difference at all. Now, it's maybe a little bit sharper, but seriously, not enough to say that the boost has made any real difference to this game.
Mafia is a great game. I don't know what they would have boosted.
Image quality boost doesn't actually change much to the game. It's using AI to upscale the overall sharpness and the clarity of the game, so you're not going to suddenly see a boost in FPS or image quality. Days Gone is another one I wanted to show you.
Days Gone, what a game.
With the option switched off, and again with the new PS4 image enhancement switched on.
It's got a different gun.
I was looking really closely at Deacon's jacket and guns on his back, and the fact that I'm having to look this close, I'm not really seeing much of a difference. Again, it is a little bit sharper, but I don't think it's enough to say that the Pro has boosted this game beyond what it looked like already. Now, I'm sure there are loads of other PS4 games worth testing, so let me know what games you would like to see tested on the side-by-side like this. PlayStation also confirmed that the Pro will have 8K support, which isn't going to be for every game, but there's already one that takes advantage of this, and that is GT7. So in photo mode, you'll now be able to view the game in 8K. And not only that, you'll be able to take screenshots in those supported games up to 8K as well. So this option will be grayed out if the game you're running is not running at 8K. Otherwise, you can toggle this on and take an 8K capture, which is pretty cool. Okay, and then we have the fan sound, which for a PS5 pushing more power could impact
my fan's pretty good, to be honest.
Now, I don't have a decibel meter, so unfortunately, this isn't going to be a scientific test. But what I can say is that the PS5 Pro is not louder than the base PS5, and in my opinion, is quieter than the PS5 Slim. You can just about hear the fans when you're sitting right next to it, but it's quiet, and you can only just about hear it under full load. But here's a couple of sound tests of each of the consoles.
I can't hear anything.
And while we're comparing these, you can also see how the three of them look side by side. So the PS5 Pro is almost the same height as the original PS5, but the same width as the PS5 Slim.
I like all of them.
I do still have the disc drive attached to keep it fair, but the PS5 Pro would obviously normally come without a drive attached, and the same again when laying them down. So this is how the Pro compares to the original PS5, and then again against the Slim PS5. So it's a lot slimmer looking than the original PlayStation 5. But out of these three, which one do you think looks the best? And the final thing I want to answer is it worth buying? Well, the issue is it really comes down to a few things. The first is, do you have a TV or monitor that will take advantage of the boost in performance and resolution of those supported games? Because if not, you're probably not going to see much of a difference anyway. And then we have the fact that you will likely want to buy a disc drive and a stand, so adding another £130, making it an £830 console. Now, if we take a like-for-like PS5 Slim with a disc drive, stand, and an extra 1TB SSD, that would put it at £599. So you're paying around £230 more for the boost in performance with ray tracing and PSSR, and of course the PlayStation 4 game boost. Now, I would say if you've got a base PS5 and you're not overly bothered about chasing pixels, resolution and frame rates, just stick with that PS5. But if you want the games you play to look and run the best that they can possibly be, you've got a monitor or TV that supports it, the Pro really is a nice step up, especially for those games that run at 60 FPS with the fidelity quality. In fact, since using this one for the last week, I've actually bought another Pro so I can use it in my living room, as I am not going back to a normal PS5 now. But let me know if you're going to buy one for yourself and what games you're looking forward to playing first. Now drop a nice PS5 Pro in the comments and I'll give you a thumbs up for staying right till the end. And if you did enjoy today's video, check out my full unboxing video next, as it covers what we get inside the PS5 Pro box. Well, thanks for watching. Please like,
I know he went and bought another one. My man! Wow! So, well, there it is. There it is. Yes, July Rome. He kind of just said it there. He's great because he seems he kind of says it how it is, and it's kind of what we expected. And I feel like with those updates, even though they're so kind of minute, the biggest downfall to the PS5 Pro, me personally, is the damn disc drive and the stand. Like, I keep going, no, thumbs down, Sony. That's the only thing I can say. Like, if you had an OLED monitor and you were like, if this came with a disc drive and a stand, I think we'll be having a little bit of a different conversation. But the fact that it doesn't, and you still can't get this the disc drive anywhere, yeah, I feel like it's just a bad move that they didn't include the disc drive. All right, fair enough, the stand. Listen, if they wanted to exclude it, fair enough. Buy the stand. I feel like there wouldn't be much of an issue. Stop with the thumbs up. But the fact is that it's both. Now, I'm going to get my... Well, not yet. I will get my OLED monitor eventually. Not yet. I'm just going to make sure I'm, I don't run myself into the ground. We just moved into another house. But when I do get my OLED monitor, I'm going to see how good the games are. Because I think there's going to be a substantial benefit and increase when you go from like a 1440p monitor to a 4K OLED monitor. Another thing to do with the PS5 Pro, if they said GTA 6 will run at 60 FPS, but the base PS5 is going to run at 30, I don't care. Everyone would be like, cool, I'm buying a PS5 Pro, save up, get another job, save up. But they haven't, and that's the thing. What is GTA 6 going to do? I would love to know more, because imagine it comes out, or imagine it gets delayed, or imagine they say, listen, on the PS5 Pro is going to run at 30. Which I don't know, it could possibly do so. 30 FPS. Imagine people will go mental. I've just bought a PS5 Pro and it's still going to run at 30. You better wait for the PS6. But if they said it's going to run at 60, surely there has to be a 60 FPS mode to Grand Theft Auto 6. I'm wondering, can it keep up? That's the thing. Looking at the trailer of GTA 6, seeing all those NPCs, there are a lot of flipping NPCs. So that's the thing. Will it run? And it's a fair review. I want my monitor. That's my next kind of purchase. I know I keep saying it, but I'm just relaying what I'm doing. Like monitor, OLED, 4K. I want to see how that does, and then doing a comparison. It would be great eventually to compare the PS5 Pro. Eventually do a video on that, but we'll see. But I don't know. I'll have to see with that Grand Theft Auto 6. If they came out and said, if they came out and said the PS5 Pro is going to support 60 FPS, oh man, I'm just wondering where that's going to be at.